see me, hold my hand in the darkness. Summer heat, bodies lay on the carpet. Eye to eye, glistening, no, I saw it. I saw it. You're golden, golden, honestly you're rolling me onto the street like at the end so I could show you. You're golden, golden, honestly you're glowing me under the mezzanine just so that I could show you. You're golden, hey, you're golden. You're golden, you're golden, golden. You're golden, yeah, you're golden. You know it, yeah, you're glowing, golden. Golden, golden, honestly you know it. Me under the street or at the end so I could show you. Golden, golden, honestly you know it. Me under the golden. Hey, you're golden. You're golden. You're golden. Golden.
when I aim up. Elevating that game up. Stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave. Eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. I was born and when I watched me elevate. All in when I show up. Whole place about to blow up. Superior to that competition. I'm in first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave. Eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. Watch me elevate. I was born to win, watch me elevate. I was born to win, watch me elevate.
Broken dreams in my pocket. Golden thing round my neck like a locket. Carve your name in my mind, cause you caught it. You caught it. You're golden, golden, oh.
Race initialized. Are we ready to go here? F1 below. Can he get a good start as we are now green here?
I see your face. I feel your heart beating here in this place. Pain has no meaning. I need to know I'm not alone. Now take it home as the night begins to fade away to yesterday.
And that's allowing Overtaker down the inside to get the job done, and there's nothing Hitman can do. Overtaker.
With you. I know in this life we take what we're given, and the sun may still rise, but your light is missing.
overtaker's had a moment.
Yeah, he has indeed. He's had the Ripper's there beside him.
Overtaker looks to the inside but can't quite get enough of an overlap.
Why you had to go? I wish you were near. I'll keep you right here beside me. I need to know.
With elbows out there, just a little bit.
The season is once again for his third win here at SimPlay Motorsport. Ripper comes home to take the win here at round 3 of Catalonia. Great drive from him. Overtaker is going to come home in second place with F1 below with a fantastic drive. He just hangs in there.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate.
As Overtaker looking around the outside, off the hairpin, that might not work.
I was born and when I watched me elevate.
Into the final corner, he's going to make it 4 from 4. Can anyone stop this man from winning? De Silva's taken 2 first wins. It has been Ripper ever since. He takes the win here at round 6. De Silva is going to hang on to P2. Overtaker will take P3.
Yeah. All in when I show up. Whole place about to blow up. Superior to that competition. I'm in first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SimPlay Motorsport. My name is Dan Davis, and joining me in the commentary box once again is my good friend Jamie. PN. Oh God.
Dan, you done a floppy.
Great start. Joining me in the commentary box is PNMotorsport. How are we doing tonight, buddy? Probably not so good now. My bad.
Yeah, I'm not too bad, other than some things that have gone on, and an awful night in Pro-Am last night, for me.
It's definitely been an interesting week's worth of racing here at Zolder, especially last night's Pro-Am. But either way, other than that, regarding obviously last night's racing, how are you doing in general, my friend?
I'm not too bad, but yeah. I just had a mare. I've had 2 weeks of mare as well as 2 tracks I don't like. So, at least I go to brands.
Yeah, definitely. So, good evening, everybody in the chat. We got Michael in the chat. We've also got Ben, Daz Automatic, Hypotech. We got Free, I think, as well in the chat, and we've also got Micro Jars?
Micro Jays.
Jars. I'm trying to say it like it's like, I don't know, if he's like, I don't know, Spanish or something, you know?
No, he's not. He's from Norfolk.
Well, there you go. You know, I'm trying here. I've already messed up and called PN Jamie Brazier, so that's a good start.
Yeah.
And yeah, and now I can't pronounce other people's name. Next thing you know, I'll be talking about Bentleys just crashing into the back of Lamborghinis. You know, just. Anyway, let's get on to the main program here tonight, as we have got 2 nights worth of races here at the beautiful circuit of Zolder, one of the second most famous circuit in Belgium, just behind what's that other one? That really famous one. Yeah, that
Nivelle?
one. That's
the one they built on?
No, that one where it always rains and everyone has to stop driving because it's too wet.
But we've seen what happened if you didn't stop driving.
Yeah, true.
On the regional weekend, last weekend. Yeah.
And that's a very good reason why they shouldn't drive in the wet there, because it is too dangerous. That is Spa we're talking about. But anyway, we're here at Zolder, probably the second most well-known circuit. And do you know, my very first introduction to Zolder was actually from Top Gear. This is when the English Top Gear went against the German Top Gear, and they went out and raced around Zolder.
And settled their differences in Belgium.
Yeah, of all places. And also, this track's also, the only other fact that I know about Zolder is it's got a BMX racetrack slap bang in the middle of it. Obviously, a BMX fanatic myself, and I know for a fact that there is a racetrack right in the middle of it. So, yeah, a few facts there, but... the biggest one of all is this chicane that Breeze is coming through now. That lethal chicane. I don't know any car bar the Bentley that's managed to go through it without having any problems. And so far, it is a McLaren that is at the top of the tables. And last season out, it was the Bentley that was the favoured car around here. And... at the minute, it looks like a McLaren or an Audi is what you want to be in, as Breeze has gone wide and hit the wall as another Honda comes flying around the corner, and I believe that was Peaceful Explosion. But anyway, we have 15.5 minutes to discuss anything and everything, as we see Brendan in the chat say good luck to everyone tonight and best of luck to all the drivers indeed. First things first, if you like what you see here at SimPlay Motorsport, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel as well, and hit that bell that's up in the top right hand corner, because if you hit that bell, you will be notified every single time that we are live here at SimPlay Motorsport. Every single time, PN, you know, and we're live 3 times a week, might be 4 times a week soon, because
it's 4 next week.
It is going to be 4, because we put on some fantastic events here, not other than just Am, Pro-Am and Pro for the GT3s, but we have got Porsche Super Cup coming your way on a Sunday night, so make sure you tune in and have a look at that, because that could be exciting to look forward to as well. But if you just want to get involved with a bit of banter and just a general chat about anything and everything to do with motorsport, then head over to our channel, because the Discord does fill up with great conversations. And I think the other day, me, PN and a few others were talking about Le Mans as it was going on. So please everything you can to this channel. We want to make it the best we possibly can for anybody and everybody who is involved. We're all race fanatics, and let's enjoy some racing. Right now, we're currently on board with the Honda of Peaceful Explosion. I was going to attempt to try and change the camera, but I'm not going to, because I think it will freeze my game and I will have to come back in. As we've got some support here, Jacob in the chat saying JWB Racing with the heart eyes emoji. Yeah, support your team, support your drivers. Let's see that support. As right now, Peaceful goes through the final corner as we do a quick lap around Zolder. PN, Zolder, do we like it? You don't, I don't think, do you?
Despise it.
Despise it. Well, it's got a special place in my heart as Peaceful Explosion goes through turn 1, does an okay job of it, but then turn 2, he's a little bit sideways on exit. Turn 2 then feeds into turn 3, and then you head towards the fast turn 4. You think you could take a lot more speed than you actually can, and you have to lift off the power, and be careful you don't run too wide, because that gravel trap will slow you down massively. Into 5 and 6, the chicane, the deadly chicane. It's so high, it makes cars go flying as Peaceful Explosion tries to negotiate. He does a very good job of it. And then into 7, which is an uphill, downhill, like awkward braking zone that heads into then the chicane of 8, 9 and 10, and then follows straight with 11s. And again, you do not want to be abusing those curves, because it's very easy to get track limit warnings. Into 11, up towards 12, again uphill ever so slightly. Peaceful runs wide, and into 12, heading down towards 13, and make sure you hit the braking zone, get the car stopped and turned in, making sure you get a good exit as you go through 14 and 15, which don't really exist. They're just two little corners in a chicane. And then you're into 16 and 17, the final chicane, making sure you've nailed the lap. And it's very easy to lose all your time here as you turn into the left-hander and then over to the right-hander as well. Make sure you get a good exit and then head towards the line, staying in a straight line if you want to keep the momentum as well. And towards the line he comes, and Peaceful Explosion will stay in P4. Now, we've got a lot of support in the chat. We've got Green Wolfinator here this evening, and Wolfinator, he's been a man this season that's really surprised me. Obviously being in Pro-Am last season and coming into Pro, he has really held his own in this one, PN. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I do agree. One of the worthy people we promoted into Pro, which we've got to go on to do again at the end of the season. There's some rapid guys in AM as well.
There are a lot of rapid people in all these categories, and I think a lot of them will just have to find their feet and learn to adjust. Another man who has been struggling this season, but I think will come good eventually, is the Lexus driver of Fury. A new car for him. He's just trying to nail that car in a sweet spot, and I think once he does that, the Lexus will definitely give him appreciation. Jacob in the chat saying, haha, love this track, and go for the win. He's supporting his Green Wolfinator friend, JWB Racing.
I think Benno, the corner cutter's the other JWB team, isn't he?
He is indeed. There is 2 in Pro. There is 2. I believe Nexus, Mr. T,
and Wolfie.
Yeah. And Benno. Was it Benno?
And Benno and Hitman.
Hitman, yes. So no Hitman at the minute. As I will get the championship standings up. A reminder as well to any of the pro drivers that you do make it into the top 3 at the end of race 2, we will drag you in for a interview, whether you like it or not. I'm joking. You can, if you want to come in for a chat, you're more than welcome to. But as I'm trying to just blabber on so I can get the standings up. But Zolder for me is definitely one of those circuits, PN, that it rewards patience. I think it's one of those tracks. It's very much like the corners are. They're very unorthodox corners. They're not corners you would like see in most other racetracks. Turn 1, for example, just the sharp 90-degree left-hander. It's a tricky corner to get right.
Well, it used to be easier than that, but of course they changed it because of safety.
They did indeed. As I do finally have the championship standings in front of me. Right, so Drivers' Championship, it is the Ripper who is leading the way with 138 points. He's 25 ahead of his closest rival, De Silva, in P2. P3 is actually Breeze, and a man we've been praising recently as well is Wolfenate. He's in P4. Meanwhile, P5 is Peaceful Explosion. P6 is Nexus, and P7 is Benno. P8 is Matahimovic, with Emplava sitting in 9th. Overtaker in 10th, with Fury sitting in 11th. Killer Camel is in 12th. 13th is Euro. Mr. T is in 14th place position, with Hitman in 15th, with Gary 131 in 16th place, and David sitting in 17th. Shane is in 18th, and F1 Billo is currently 19th and last. Regarding the teams, it is Killer Performance leading the way with SimPlay Racing in second. EWE Sports Racing 2 is in third place, with JWB Esports Racing 1 in P4, with Jaeger Motorsport in P5 and Teletubby Motorsport in P6. Button Basher Racing are bringing up the rear. And regarding the manufacturers, McLaren are well out in front at the minute, leading the way ahead of Bentley, with Ferrari in third, Porsche in fourth, Aston Martin fifth, sixth is Honda, seventh is Audi, eighth is Lexus, ninth is Mercedes, 10th is BMW, Nissan in 11th, and Lamborghini are bringing up rear. And to be honest, the Lamborghini is at the back of the pack. It is kind of upsetting me, but either way, regarding penalties this week, in the Pro, we have F1 Billo will have a qualifying ban, as will Fury and Ben, as well as they all retired last time out. Regarding the milestones, Honda's race 1 will be their 250th race start, apparently. So I didn't know that. And Matt Service is 2 podiums away from his 100th.
Yeah,
I think that's right. Honda's only Honda GT3 is also 3 podiums away, needing its 50th. Gary 131 is still 1 pole away from his 25th, and that's it. That's all she wrote.
and Jacob in YouTube chat is Hitman.
There we go then. Where are you?
Come on, we need us Aston Martin drivers need some points.
Yes, they do. We're
So
currently.
I think I should get 1 million for third in Spa 2.4 driving V12.
No. In that case, where's the Chevy? Why hasn't it got a race win on there yet? You know. Actually,
Well,
according to
that's what
SimGrid, Matthew, the Chevy didn't win. But either way, regarding tonight, we have got Overtaker leading the way at the minute. We know Overtaker can do a good 1-lap pace, but the thing is, he's really been struggling this season with consistency and seems to be struggling with this new pro category. It seems like the guys in this session are like on another level at the minute. They are really pushing the level of drivers here. Do you know another driver that we're missing tonight that I've only now just noticed?
The silver.
De Silva's not here. So is De Silva not racing tonight? Is that the case?
Down as tentative on Discord.
I'm going to go as no then, because if he was racing, I'm pretty sure he would have been here by now. So regarding the grid order then for race 1, obviously a reminder that the grid order is reversed as Ripper now goes fastest with a 28.7. It will be Shane on pole position with David in second. Third will be Gary with Killer Camel in fourth. Fury will start fifth. Sixth will be Overtaker. Seventh will be N Plava. Eighth is Matahimovic. Ninth will be Benno. Then it will be Nexus in P10. Peaceful Explosion in P11. Wolfenator in P12, Breeze in P13, and Ripper bringing up the rear. And that's again another person to mention there as well, PN. Another driver who's been looking so much better this season, especially with the new format, is Breeze in the McLaren. He's really another one who's holding his own. He's third in the championship, just ahead of Wolfenator. These two are looking very, very good in this McLaren.
Yeah, I think Brees prefers for half an hour because he gets to run both races now. Like last season, we had the hour-long race and he often had to go to work.
Yeah.
By then. So that's really benefiting him as well.
Indeed it is. And the other nice thing is as well, obviously, we know what this McLaren can do. We know what the Bentley can do.
But it's nice to see a couple of new cars up there, like Ripper in the Audi, also with Nexus in the Audi as well. We've got Killer Camel and Fury in the Lexus, and we've got Peaceful and Emprava in the Honda. And for me, Emprava and Peaceful have been a real, like, they've been a pleasant surprise in that Honda. So
they've been very consistent.
They have been, especially like when mid-season was started, like the mid-season testing, and all of us was testing out cars. Peaceful couldn't even get this car up Eau Rouge and Radeon without dropping it every time. And now he's sitting, I believe it's 5th in the championship. So they're looking very good in this Honda, and I think the Peaceful Emprava pairing is a very good pairing with SimPlay Racing.
It is, yeah. Well, Overtaker did team with Emprava last season, and Peaceful was with Sutty, and Sutty got demoted.
He did indeed. At the minute, the top 7 are all separated by a second, and a man who's struggling at the minute, well, I say struggling, he's mid-pack, is Matahimovic. He's currently P7 at the moment. A man who took 2 race wins last season. He's going to love me for saying that, but let's be honest, one of them was stolen. And right now, he is currently P7. Meanwhile, the other Bentley driver, Benno, he gets within 27 thousandths of a second of Ripper. So Benno here in that Bentley is looking good and looking comfortable. Can Matt get near that pace? Not
No.
as it is at the minute.
And of course, this is practice, and you might be actually running fuel loads and working out how much fuel you need.
Indeed. Indeed. Hitman says, I'm in Belgium too on holiday. Ah, nice. Very nice. How's the view there? Are you enjoying the sight of the cars on track? Whereabouts at Zolder are you kind of located, or are you at Spa right now? I just need to know whereabouts in Belgium you're located. Oh, as Shane's had a moment through the chicane. And also, Sutty Apex, it was the Mercedes. Dan, you misjudged stats, don't lie. Misguided stats, sorry. You know, that Mercedes was so far like in front I couldn't see it, you know. And Mummy D in the chat, Overtaker is miss you Dan, lol. Not sure what you're trying to get at there, but I'm trying to think you say Overtaker misses me, but I don't think he does.
I think Overtaker's the only pad user left in Pro.
I think he is, possibly is, as he goes
very
wide in turn 2. You need to get a wheel, mate.
Not going to happen, I can't do it because of the back and leg. And mine is real.
Yeah, that's a fair point. A man we haven't spoken much about, and is struggling at the minute, is Gary131. He's been away on, I think he was away on holiday last week, wasn't he? I believe
he was
so.
away on he missed, last week because he was on holiday, yes.
Yep, and I think the Porsche is really showing to be a handful at the minute. Once with the right setup and dialed in, it's a quick car, but at the minute, Gary's struggling to get the best out of it. As we look at Wolfinator just returning back on track, we do seem to have possibly maybe, some rain lurking. Maybe. But we're not 100% sure on that. I have seen rain on the little dial. I did see it, but I don't think we're going to get it. It looks too lovely a condition right now, let's be honest.
It does indeed, and next week we're at Brands.
Well, in that case, we just need to ask Jacob. He's currently in Belgium at the minute. He could tell us whether or not if it's raining, and at what part of the track as well. Gary for Pro-Am, says Sutty. Well, we've already been discussing this in another chat. Gary and Smithy to pair up in Pro-Am.
No, Smithy's already said he's not a Ram. He's convinced he's not into Ram. I can't race Wednesdays from September, so I'll be in Am as well. Because I'm not nowhere near quick enough for Pro. I'll just be a mobile chicane.
Well, Nexus crosses the line and he goes P5 as Ripper finds another 10th in his lap time, so he improves there. Overtaker, he is on a lap. We are now just waiting for the rest of the guys to complete their laps. Gary 131 and Wolfinator bounce their way through the chicane, so they're not going to complete a lap. It's going to be Peaceful and Overtaker to finish the session off. And so far, it is Ripper on top once again. Only 2 winners this season so far, PN. We've only had Ripper and De Silva, the only 2 race winners, and we're now at the 4th round of the championship?
4th round. Brands
Yes.
is the halfway point.
Halfway
Next
point.
week.
Overtaker
And also-
now. Sorry, Overtaker into the final chicane with 3 tenths to find, and he loses it all. Carry on.
Dame, let me go back to the damage, thank you. Of course, we're also going to be at Brands for the Carrera Cup. And cars with no traction control. And the forecast... Oh wait, the Carrera Cup's going to be fixed weather at dry. But the forecast for next week around here is rain.
Rain, rain, rain. As
well.
all the guys are taking their times coming out of the pits.
They don't
Oh,
need
of course,
to.
of course. I'm being dumb. As Free in the chat saying it's dry in Belgium. Ah, nice. Okay, lovely. No wonder these guys haven't put the wet tyres on yet. I'm clearly not with it today because I thought these guys were meant to be going out for qualifying, but you know I'm so used to the old way of SimPlay Motorsport. You know,
To be honest,
I'm
I
a doc.
think it was a bit better because some of the reverse grids clearly people don't read the Discord.
As Jacob in the chat says, "Let's go, Benno and Wolfie." As oh god, I need to return to the garage. That's yes, I'm back.
So, Jacob's message has just been sort of held with review because it's emotes.
We
But
definitely need
that's
cheerleaders.
fine.
We definitely need.
That's fine. Emotes are fine in chat.
We definitely need cheerleaders. Yes, we do. I have got a spare pair of uniforms for me and PN to get out in a minute to cheer on whichever driver you like. But we are.
Does anyone want to see a fat, hairy bloke with a bad
Hey,
back?
hey! You don't need to get on to me about that. Like, look, I'm going to get a shave at some point. All right.
Nah, keep the down fluff.
Right, let's get some predictions in for race 1, shall we? Let's go. Obviously, pole man will be Shane. As I'm busy typing this up, I'm going to try and multitask the best I can. Shane is up pole position with David in 2nd. Gary will start 3rd. Then it'll be Killer Camel in P4. 5th will be Fury. Overtaker will start 6th with Emplava in 7th. 8th will be Matahimovic. With 9th will be Benno. 10th will be Nexus. And 11th will be Peaceful Explosion. 12th will be Wolfinator. 13th will be Breeze. And Ripper bringing up the rear. Just because he did it last time, we're going to put him in again. Ripper for race win. We're going to put Matahimovic as well because he won last time out here unfairly. I will never let that down. PN, I will never let that down, just reminding you.
Dilly,
Who else should we put there? Who else should we put as prediction for
Overtaker.
race win? Yeah, why not? We'll put Overtaker in there. Should we put Shane as his pole man?
I don't know with Shane.
Actually, no, I know who I'm going to put. We're going to go with Killer Camel.
Yeah, because he starts quite far up the grid, doesn't he?
He starts quite far up and he's got some decent pace underneath him. Right, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, get your votes in on who you think is going to win this run. Hate reverse grids. Got concussions, says Sutty. Have you got pom-poms? Yes, of course we've got pom-poms. That's just a silly question. Yes, I see you two there. I'm just waving to you now, Jake. Can you see us? I might flash my skirt. Pit stand, question mark. I don't know what you mean by that one. But guys, get your votes in on who you think is going to win race 1 as we try and get this order done quickly and as efficiently as possible. So, Shane on pole position, yes. David starts 2nd, yes. Gary 131 in 3rd, yes. Then we should have the Killer Camel, and he is there. Oh my god, Pro, what are you doing? This is too easy. And Fury then should be behind Killer Camel, and I believe he is. See, Pro-Am and Pro, this is how you do it. Then it's Overtaker.
This is restart, but right.
Then we have Overtaker. Then we should have Emplava. Where is Overtaker? There is Overtaker, and Enplava bounces on the scene behind him. Then we should have Matahimovic. Yes, he's in the correct position. Then we should have Benno. Yep, and he's behind Matt. Then we should have Nexus, which I can see there is Nexus, followed by Peaceful Explosion, and he is in position. He then has Wolfinator, Breeze, and Ripper. We are all lined up way before the end of Sector 2. And it is now down to Shane to control the pace. And Matt last season,
we need to bunch it up a bit now, because now it should be double far.
He does need to start backing up a little bit, but either way, we have managed to get the grid in a decent order. We have managed to get ourselves ready to go here for the 7th race of the season, round 4 of the championship here in Zolder, and it is Ripper who is ripping the times alike. He has been the man to beat this season. Can anybody stop him? No De Silva to fight for points here this evening. Shane on pole with the Ferrari of David alongside. Here we go as we're about to get underway here at Zolder.
Not a
Shane,
double file. That's a few gaps there. That's a bit messy.
it is a bit messy from Pro, and they've not got into order, and the guys at the back are going to be much faster. And Shane has not really done the best job of that, and we are green, and David's just going to go right round the outside of him, and through he goes, and Gary 131's not too far behind him either. Shane's going to hold it strong on the outside though, but there is Killer Camel on the inside of Overtaker, but it's David who goes right round the outside of Shane, with Gary 131 looking to the inside, but Fury is right behind him as well, ready to support his teammate. Fury's had a decent start and on his way right onto the back of Gary 131. The rest of the pack have managed to work their way through the order as well, as now the time starts to update and they all start to feed their way through this tight chicane. As Gary 131 goes wide, and that's going to allow Killer Camel and Overtaker now to come on the attack. There is Overtaker. He's looking to the outside for the inside of the chicane. A little bit of tyre tap in there, and Overtaker looks like he's got the job done. No, Gary stays strong around the outside. He's still staying there, and Overtaker losing out, and he's hit the grass. He's gone loose, and now they all come washing their way through. Ripper has not really worked his way up the order. He's done Wolfinator already, but that's about it.
I think he's taking it cautious, because this place is a pain. There's Empalava's backwards up the hairpin.
As we got this kerfuffle of Benno versus Matt and Gary. There's Overtaker as well. Matt trying to work his way through the order, but he's already been passed by Benno, and in that Bentley, Benno seems to be very fast. These lot, we had all the
Lexus together.
We have got all the Lexus together. I just had a bit of lag there on my end.
Yeah, I thought I just saw a flying car.
Yeah, I did as well. Either way,
please, G-Port, don't start messing us about again.
Fury is now up to P2. Killer Camel is already up to P4.
I saw another one then.
And on the back of Shane, I think it might be around Overtaker where the lagging is happening. Oh, Overtaker and Gary have just come together. I think Nexus has gone through the wall. There's a bit of lagging from the mid-pack. I don't know if it's just me, but we've now got the back markers, the back runners working their way forward. Peaceful is on the move. He's gone past Overtaker, and now Breeze is now getting past Overtaker as Wolfinator goes very deep in the chicane, and Ripper is trying everything. Oh, that's a car facing the wrong way. Was that the Lexus of Shane? Yes, it was, and Plava's dropped to the back of the pack as well. So bit of bad luck for those guys. Meanwhile, it's still David leading the way as now Ripper is attacking Overtaker. Meanwhile, David and Fury are well out in front.
There's someone we haven't counted on, is Fury, and after last week, what he said when he quit race 2, so hence he's qualifying man for race 2 tonight.
Meanwhile, Benno has cleared Killer Camel. Killer Camel's got his own hands full fighting the other Bentley of Matimovic. Killer Camel to the inside, Matimovic to the outside. Can Matt get the job done? Looks like Killer Camel's got some damage to the front end of that car, possibly the contact with Shane.
Possibly, yeah, and what happened to Overtaker's further back as well? Did we just put the commentator's curse on him? Ripper's still not really come up the field yet.
No, he's not. I think he's just biding his time, really, looking for that time to start working his way through the order. And pit stops will be a big point as well, where to start gaining positions. As Matt is leading this train of cars, as he's got Killer Camel. Gary bounces over the curb. He's all over the grass, and he's hit Nexus.
Oh.
Has everyone else managed to avoid them?
Chase
No.
fun again. That's
Peaceful.
That's Mike in the wall.
Peaceful's in the wall. I don't think he had really anywhere to go. Meanwhile, David has got quite a decent gap, but Fury's coming at him with some speed, with Benno in third, Matt in fourth, Killer Camel in fifth, then a massive gap back to Breeze, he's the one who's been making the moves. He was at the back with Ripper. He started 13th. He's up to 6th already.
He has indeed. He has his own personal test driver, because it sort of like tripped me out when I was in the practice lobby. I went, "Who's that running Breeze's livery and number?" So I had to ask it. So yeah, he has someone to do his setups. That'd be nice, wouldn't it, Dan?
Yeah, it would be.
As your own person.
We were talking about Ripper. He's now up to P8. So after all the chaos, Nexus has had to pit. He's got major damage to his car after making contact with Gary, so he's had to
I
pit.
had about the same, and I just carried up until the window opened.
As we see Jacob in the chat say, Benno, get in there. And Benno is working his way slowly onto the back of Fury. And David's had a big wiggle through the chicane, but he's managed to keep it together. Oh, now Benno's hit the chicane quite hard. And everyone else...
for Bentley, it'd be fine. For Bentley seems to like the bumps.
It does indeed, but Benno's was a proper wheelie. As Ripper
He does their ways. Oh, he's over the curb in the second chicane and in the wall for Benno. Matt came down the inside as Benno was heading straight towards the racing line.
Yeah, and then he saw him like last second and got out the way. So he did eventually allow Matt to get through, but Benno pushing a little bit too hard. This is allowing Fury and David still to just creep away. The Ferrari leads from the Lexus, as Fury I thought went a little bit deep, but he actually made the apex. Matt is now in third with Benno in fourth, Killer Camel fifth.
Benny in chat's just shouted, "No!" As in, like Darth Vader in episode 3, if you watch Star Wars. Oh, Fury's deep. He's hunting the Ferrari.
He is indeed. He's really got to focus now on just keeping his lap time smooth and keeping his corner speed consistent, because now he can see David in front of him, and David is having a couple of wobbly moments, but Fury, again, is another driver that has a few wobbly moments. He is now slowly working his way onto the back of the Ferrari. He's got a healthy gap to Matt, so he's got time. He's got plenty of time at the minute, and no one else is really working their way through the order. The fight I want to keep an eye on is Overtaker versus Ripper, because these two looked very quick earlier on, and at the minute, Ripper is stuck behind him.
You got Breeze, Overtaker, and Ripper all close proximity to each other. As Nexus is back out of the pits now, not really fixed much of the damage, but he's still flapping the front end.
So as they go through the sectors, Fury hasn't really gained any time. He's probably lost a 10th to David. As you see the Bentleys come around, we wait to see the Ferrari of David. There he is. And there is the Lexus of Fury, as Dan Johns in the chat says, "Come on, Gary, don't let the Porsche down." And Sutty says, "Come on, Matt, be one with the tank."
The boat. But it's not raining.
It's not a tank, it's a boatly. That's what we call it, the boatly. As Matt, is he really gaining? He's got a little bit on Fury, but not much. I think now is when we'll start seeing Fury and David start to lose time. Shane's into the pits. So has he had a mare?
Well, he has had a bit of a mare, unfortunately. Welcome to the pro, Shane. It's a different league, completely.
Gary's under a little bit of pressure from Emplava. Emplava slowly trying to work his way back up the order. As you see, a Green Wolfinator just behind them as well. Fury now within 7/10 of David. He just needs to keep it smooth now. Focus, Fury. Make sure you still hit those apex and hit those braking points and pick off David when he least expects it. Or even get him in the pits. That's a good way of jumping the car, especially here at Zolder. Pits is going to be the winner here, I think.
Yeah, pit on your own when there's no one to hit you.
As Benno is starting to gain back on Matt again, so we could have the fight between the Boatleys as they head towards the hairpin. But they've also got to work together really to try and catch the top two, who in a minute are going to start fighting their own fight. As I saw a glimpse there of overtaking. Oh, Nexus is that was a Tokyo drift. That was.
I think we need to have score markers for drifting around the corners.
Sadly, Nexus, we're not in Suzuka at the minute, so drifting isn't quite on just yet. As we see here, we have Ripper really hassling the back of Overtaker. Is he going to look to make a move into turn one? This is the pace that we are used to seeing, but as Breeze is holding these two up, Fury's got within 4/10 now of David. We'll have to go to them and have a quick glance at how that's getting on. David, he runs a bit wide, he touches the gravel. Fury does the same thing, and that allows Matt just to creep ever so slightly a bit more on him. So Lamborghini, Ferrari versus Lexus. Sorry, I was thinking the Lamborghini because partnered with Fury last season in the Lamborghini.
There is no Lamborghinis now.
Nah, it might make a comeback.
Well, for us anyway. Oh, Breeze is over the curb in the chicane. Overtaker's going around the outside and past.
Overtaker's done him. Can Ripper capitalise? No, he has to wait. So will Ripper come into the pits? That's the question. Meanwhile, Fury's really now starting to hassle the back of David. Meanwhile, Benno is also starting to hassle the back of Matt. Killer Camel, meanwhile, with the damage that he's got, has been able just to stick with these guys for a minute, and the other three behind him haven't quite caught him. Now, we come to the pits. Fury and David carry on. Matt and Benno, what are they going to do? They carry on also. Killer Camel will probably come in. No, he's staying out with Overtaker and Breeze also staying. Oh, Breeze goes to the pits.
Overtaker probably saw that coming. That was very lucky that wouldn't have crashed, friend.
That was a brown pants moment for sure. As Gary's into the pits, probably Emplava, maybe Peaceful. Nope, those two carry on as well. Wolfinator, he stays out. Nexus, obviously staying out. Shane out as well. So it's only Breeze and Gary, the first ones to pit. We go back to your race leaders, and it's still David ahead of the Lexus of Furious. Fury's mum is in the chat, and I'm going to guess Matthias.
It's something for Ripper, but
yeah, I think
English would have been more helpful because we're English speaking.
It's okay. They could speak. I'm trying to guess the language.
We won't need to get Google Translate onto that.
I struggle with English, let alone any other language, but more or less, if the more than welcome to support their drivers in whatever language they want to speak in.
Where's Ripper from? I don't actually know where Ripper's from.
I'm gonna have as a guess at Dutch. That's all I'm gonna guess, but I might be wrong.
Breeze is now away. Gary's still in the pits.
The problem with Gary's here is he might end up being dropped right in this scrap, and he'll have to obey blue flags, and he'll have to get out the way. So pitting early has not really helped him out. As Breeze comes out, here comes Gary out of the pit lane.
Keep it behind the white line on exit, Gary.
And he comes right in the path of his teammate.
Oh,
meanwhile,
was close with that.
Meanwhile, while that's all going on, Benno's coming to the pits, as has Emplava and Wolfinator as well. So 3 other drivers coming into the pits.
Yeah, sure, that was actually really close. It's like, I bet Matt was shouting at Gary when he was coming out of the pits. Stop! Stay there, stay there, stay there.
Possibly so. Fury, meanwhile, is having quite a decent race here with David. Ripper and Overtaker really haven't worked their way through the order, and Killer Camel, like I said, with the slight damage to the front of his car, he's holding his own against these two behind him. They're not really rapidly catching him, but we do have to keep an eye out for drive-throughs because track limits here is a major play in this race, as Fury's now within half a second of David. Hopefully we'll span over to them. Yes, we will. And it looks like the Ferrari seems to do better in the final sector, while Fury seems to catch him in the middle and first sector.
Benno's away.
He is away and gone. He's into turn 2, way ahead of these lots, so he can now hit his lap times and push as much as he can without any cars in his way. Killer Camel carries on, but Ripper, his teammate, has come into the pits. Can he now jump Overtaker? That is the question. Peaceful Explosion currently in P7. His teammate's pitting, and he is the leading group of cars. Back end of
Jumped Gary.
Palava has jumped Gary. He's jumped as well. Wolfinator. Oh, he was already ahead of Wolfinator, as a Breeze is trying to catch onto the back of Benno, as they are the group of cars that have pitted. Matt is now starting with no Benno pressurizing him. He's now starting to catch Fury in front of him.
Yep, as Shane's now exiting the pits. I think he's just hoping to go back into Pro-Am. Actually, not going to Pro-Am, did you see last night?
So right now, David seems to have got himself into a groove that he's now figured out how Fury is catching him and where he's stronger and where he's weaker at the minute. Matt is only just now starting to match these guys, and Killer Camel has starting to lose a little bit more pace. Ripper, meanwhile, has now left the pits. He should... Benno's going to be close to him. Oh, no, sorry, Benno was ahead. So Benno was ahead of Ripper. So how close can Ripper get to Benno on pit exit? So there's Benno. Where is Ripper?
Benno's in front still.
He is still in front, but Ripper has brought that gap down massively, consideration that he was racing Matt, but also Ripper doesn't have any damage. Maybe Benno sustained damage from when he ran wide and hit the wall.
He would have done. Them walls don't move. I should know.
So Killer Camel and Overtaker coming to the pits next. And who is that behind him? That is Nexus. He's there to do his mandatory pit stop. Now, Fury has started to lose a little bit of pace here to David. So David, I think, has now hit a smooth, consistent wall where the Ferrari seems to be very happy at the minute. And Fury is now fading behind. Sutty in the chat saying, Matt, box, box, box. But as you can see now, Matt seems to have the edge on the Lexus in front of him. Fury, if I was you, mate, I'd get some new tyres on that car because it looks like it is struggling for grip.
Indeed. As I'm just keeping an eye on the pits. Because Camel was already down on the ground. Overtaker had... So was Overtaker. Overtaker has jumped Camel in the pits.
Well, we did think that Camel probably had front end damage, as now Fury and Matt coming to the pits. I'd be careful, Fury. Matt has a tendency of driving into the back of cars into the pit lane. So as they come in, Fury's
jumped Benno.
He has. So will Matt now be in trouble? I think Benno's had to repair for damage, because I don't think it'd be that much of a gap. I think Overtaker and Ripper haven't really... Overtaker's made a bit of time over Ripper, and that's about it. They've been quite similar at the minute. Killer Camel's lost out, obviously due to repairing damages, but he's got Breeze right behind him as they go into the chicane. Breeze on hot tyres, while Killer Camel's trying to get his tyres up to temperature. But they have to be cautious, because the car behind him is the Ferrari of David, and he really needs to pit soon. He's going to run out of time, and I think he has no option but this lap. Fury has come to a stop, as has Matt. So they are in the pits. It is just David left to pit now.
Yeah, just David. Fury's already away and completed his stop. He's gonna look like he's gonna stay ahead of Matt in the pits. Matt is now done and away.
This is an interesting fight. Overtaker,
Ooh,
Benno, and Ripper. Did Fury need to drop it on pit exit?
Nearly. He was sideways.
Well, he joins back on track. Matt has done as well, and Overtaker not quite with these guys. So Benno, with the damage he had to repair, has obviously lost out, as Matt has stayed third, and he's got Overtaker, Benno, and Ripper behind him. Ripper really trying to work his way through the order. He's on the back of Benno, and he's just not worked his way through the order as fast. I think this circuit definitely stops people from having that advantage, with the track being so difficult to overtake.
It's narrow here, isn't it?
It is indeed.
too narrow.
The question is now, with Fury coming into the pits, he did have a slide on exit. How close can he get to the back of David? That is the question. David currently in the pits at the minute. As we look back to Breeze, who is still within 3/10 of Killer Camel. Killer Camel now starting to get tyre temperature in his car, so he's able to start pushing a little bit harder. We'll end the poll there. 58% of you reckon that Ripper is going to win this race. And at the minute, it is looking the way of David so far. He's looking very, very good. But I probably have cursed him now. David is on his way. Fury is in the final corner, and David is on pit exit. This could be closer than I thought, as
It could be.
David is coming towards pit exit now. Fury has only now got into turn 1. David has got this covered right now. He's got to be careful of that white line.
That white line? That looks close to me.
So now it's Fury versus Matt. Overtaker is now cleared Benno, and he's got the problem of Ripper right behind him. So a quick rundown after the pit stops. David still leads this race with Fury in second. Fury, careful of that curb, young man. And he's now got Matimovic breathing down his neck in third. P4 is Overtaker. Fifth is Benno. Sixth is Ripper with Killer Camel, his teammate, sitting in P7. Good points for them. Eighth is Breeze. Ninth is N Prava. And in 10th is Peaceful Explosion. Gary 131 in 11th with Green Wolf and Ato in 12th. Nexus in 13th. And Shane, your pole man, down in 14th place position.
Yeah, as now the window shuts, but everyone's made mandatory pit stops. Let's see how far David's actually in front of Fury as he goes through a sector. 3.2 seconds, and Matt is right on the back of Fury. How far's Overtaker? 8 seconds behind Matt, and Benno's right on the back of Overtaker. With Ripper.
He is indeed. We're currently watching the Fury versus Matt fight, and Fury took a lot of curb. The car was not happy. Now Matt is right on the back wing of the Lexus, and Fury's going to make it very difficult for Matt to overtake him. So Fury to the outside, Fury on the inside, Matt to the outside. You can't do it there, Matt. You're going to have to think of a better position than the outside of turn 1, as he's now looking to try and find a different opportunity to find a way past on Fury, but Fury's just abusing the curbs a little bit too much. The Lexus not happy about it. Meanwhile, Benno still trying to pressurize Overtaker.
Yeah, as few battles on the track. Well, 2. Actually, everyone else is quite spaced apart. I suppose Brees has dropped back to over a second behind Camel.
Oh, Matt's just bounced over the curb and has lost him momentum. Meanwhile, behind them, Benno is now trying to pressurize Overtaker, and Overtaker is just managing to absorb all that pressure. Killer Camel is taking some pressure from Breeze as well, as PN was just saying. But the fight we need to keep an eye on is the place for P2 and P3, Fury and Matt. But David, at the minute, with a comfortable gap of 5.1, he's only got 8 minutes to survive, and he'll be our 3rd race winner here this season. Only 3 winners this season, even though we have a reverse grid. Still, De Silva and Ripper the only ones to win a race.
Yeah, and whilst Fury's defending against Matt, David's just on the drive away.
He is indeed. David doesn't have to push. He just has to stay smooth and consistent. But obviously he doesn't know that. He doesn't know how close Matt is. But especially now you're into the 5-second gap, you just start just focusing on, right, okay, consistent lap times. Get it in. Bang, bang, bang. Don't make a mistake trying to avoid going wide or taking too many track limits. That is the key, as Fury is still trying to hang in there. Matt has worked his way all the way from the mid-pack to get himself into P3. And right now, Fury is able to keep him behind.
Yep. And the gap's now 5.5 seconds to the lead, as I'm keeping one eye on that. One eye on Benno, Ripper and Overtaker. As Camel is slowly coming into shot behind them.
Yeah, I don't think he has enough time, though. 6.4 seconds, mind, to gain on those guys. If they start battling hard, then maybe, but I don't think it's going to happen. We're staying on board with Matt and Fury, and I still don't see an opportunity for Matt anywhere. This is the problem with Zolder. It's such a difficult track to overtake. You really do need to be a comfortably... Oh, as I say that, Fury's made a mistake. He's ran wide. Matt's to the inside. Is Fury going to fight him hard towards the chicane? They're still side by side towards the final corner. They come as Fury tries to brake later. He does so. Hits the apex. Matt tries to get a better exit so he could try and get the run into turn 1. And Fury fights another day. He hangs in there for P2. But Matt to the outside again. He's already learned that that's really not the line, but he's going to try it anyway. Around the outside of turn 1. If he can do it, he'll have the corner for turn 2, and he's not quite able to. Matt right behind Fury. Is he going to do a lunge on him into turn 2? No, because he's got it covered. Meanwhile, Benno is still trying to pressurize Overtaker, and he's still not had any change there. But Fury now really in trouble here because Matt is all over the back of him, and he's run wide and touched the gravel. That's going to slow him down massively.
If they come towards the death chicane, as Matt is alongside him, and he backs out of it.
No, he doesn't. He's still alongside. Fury bounces over the curb. He loses the position, and Fury flashes the lights.
Yeah, that looked pretty clean to me. Did it to you, Dan?
I think it was pretty fair.
Yeah. Fury made the mistake. Oh, Fury's
in the wall
completely. Oh, Fury, what are you doing?
That was going so well for him, and now he's going to become under pressure from Benno, Ripper and Overtaker, who all three of these guys have slowly just been creeping onto the back of Matt and Fury, and here they are right on the back of him. A reminder as well to any drivers who are listening to the stream, race 1 there will not be an interview, because obviously you all have to do qualifying for a race 2. But Overtaker now onto the back of Fury. But meanwhile, your race leader, David, has got quite a comfortable gap now over Matahimovic, who's currently P2, with Fury in P3 with damage. Overtaker P4, Benno P5, and Ripper P6, completing your top 6.
Yeah, massive gap between Palava and Brees, or 15 seconds. But Peaceful's right behind his teammate.
Yeah, we have just gone on board with the SimPlay Racing boys, and who's going to have priority here? Peaceful higher up in the championship, but obviously we're still only round 4.
It's still too early for team orders. I don't like team orders anyway. That's too Red Bully, you know. Oh, only Max can win, as in Verstappen.
Yes, I think I know what you were referencing. So
yeah, let them fight. For God's sake.
As Fury right now is ahead of Overtaker and Benno. Benno's actually looking more threatening than Overtaker is at the minute. But Ripper, meanwhile, is just sitting there watching everything unfold. His closest championship rival isn't here. And then his next rival is Breeze, who's down in P8. So right now, Ripper is outscoring the people he needs to outscore. And you can just watch the chaos unfold as now Overtaker is now onto the back of Fury. I don't really see Matt catching David. David's got quite a comfortable gap, and he's in a kind of smooth, consistent zone at the minute at the front.
Second.
He has caught
a second, but it's not going to be enough.
He's got to catch, like, I don't know, what is it, 3 laps left? So he needs to be doing probably, what, 3 seconds a lap to even think about coming near him.
I've not seen that in pro. The gap in pro and practice was what, about 2 seconds?
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Meanwhile, Fury is still under some massive pressure here from Overtaker.
Fury's got slight damage. His car's vibrating like mine was last night when I was put in a wall.
See, Ripper is doing something very, very clever here. He can see the 3 of them are now starting to Constantina, and he's just sitting back. He's not wanting to get too close to the back of that Bentley. Meanwhile, Benno is really hustling Overtaker, which is then slowing them down because Overtaker is looking too much in his mirrors and not trying to hassle Fury. So now they're stuck in this effectively brackets a DRS train because everyone's psyching one another out. Fury, meanwhile, is doing a good job of just keeping in front. I think Matt's had a moment.
He has had a moment, haven't he? Because he's lost 3 seconds.
He's lost a lot of time here.
He was within 6.6 of David, and now he's 9.4.
Well, David is going to start this lap and one more. So we've got 2 laps to go. My question is, has he had to change fuel maps?
Oh, what a... Not put fuel map 8 in though. As Empalava cut the chicane, he should really give it to Mike.
as Overtaker now looking down the inside of Fury, and I think, oh, as Overtaker hits Fury, and Fury trying to get back on track, Benno goes, cheers, thank you very much, and Ripper will now do the same to Overtaker. So Overtaker there, I'm not sure what happened there. He kind of understeered into Fury. Fury gave him enough space, and contact was made. So a bit of a weird one, that one.
Well, we're going to find out the stewards are. Yeah, it's now 10 seconds for capture the lead to David.
So is Matt just sitting there going, you know what, David's got this. There's no point risking anything. Let's just get the car home in one piece.
Yeah, and this was a brand new winner here in SimPlay.
Yep, not just the third winner here for Pro. It's going to be a brand new winner. If David is willing to chat with us, then it'd be great to hear from him later on. Watching you all on the big screen, says Hype Tech. That's great to hear. As Jacob says, yes, Benno, let's go. As Benno has got himself up into P3. Meanwhile, Ripper is right on the rear wing of Fury. As David now crosses the line to start his final lap here. 9.9 ahead of his closest rival, which is Matt. And Matt towards start line, he's got quite a decent gap over Benno. Meanwhile, Fury is still trying to keep Ripper behind him. Here comes Ripper towards turn one. They go. Fury makes his one move. Ripper is going to go to the outside. If he can hold it strong, he'll have the inside for turn two. Fury's just understeering. He's struggling for grip. Ripper had a twitch as well. So I think they're both struggling at this stage. But meanwhile, Ripper has got anything of a championship. He's sitting comfortably in the points at the minute.
Yeah, as I've just jumped to race leader briefly to see how he's getting on. It looked like he's put another lap on Shane.
I've dropped onto the SimPlay Racing boys, and they're having a little scrap as they head towards turn one. Peaceful versus Emprava, and Peaceful still can't find a way through.
Aiden's making it difficult, isn't he?
He is indeed. Meanwhile, David comes towards the hairpin. He starts the final sector here, and what a drive. He had to overtake Shane at the start. He had a little bit of pressure from Fury most of this race. But meanwhile, the Ferrari is going to come home and get a win. So we've had a McLaren, we've had an Audi, and now we're going to have a Ferrari. David enters the final chicane, exits the final chicane. He comes home to be our third winner here in Pro. David wins round 7 of the championship. Congratulations, a first-time winner here at SimPlay Motorsport. Masimovic is going to come home for P2. Meanwhile, the Bentley have come home to take a 2 and 3 of Benno in P3. Fury is going to finish in 4. Ripper will finish in 5th. 6th will be Overtaker. And 7th will be Breeze. Shane crosses the line in 14th.
Breeze got in front of Camel at the end.
He did indeed. So Breeze comes home in 7th. Camel is in 8th. And Plava, is he going to hang on against his teammate? I think he is. As Nexus is just coming to the final chicane, he will finish in 13th. Not the start he would have wanted. But Emprava is going to hang on against his teammate. Peaceful Explosion, but they're scoring points together. The two Hondas cross the line. Emplava in P9, Peaceful P10. Wolfinator will finish in 11th as Gary 131 will finish on the lead lap in 12th place position. And that is race 1 done and dusted. Wow, a lot cleaner than Pro-Am.
A lot cleaner than Pro-Am, yeah. Pro-Am was just a mess. And I'm just going to say Forza Ferrari, Forza Ferrari, Forza Ferrari, because we all know I'm actually a Ferrari fan.
Yes, we do have to say a massive congratulations to David. His first race win here at SimPlay Motorsport, and also a third different winner here in the Pro for Season 2 on ACC. Ferrari are on top. Can David continue that form as we go into race 2? Can the guys now, with a free qualifying session, be able to work their way up the order? Can Ripper carry on winning, or will these guys stop him? The Bentleys are looking good, PN. Can Matt and Benno do anything to stop these guys? That's the question. As
it's wet for practice too.
Just I was about to go off live for a minute. It is wet for practice. As I said, there was rain lurking around. But make sure you tune in a second, guys, because this could get spicy. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We will be back in a moment's time. Make sure you don't go anywhere, because this race 2 could be exciting.
spicy.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. Watch me elevate. All in when I show up, whole place about to blow up. Superior to that competition. I'm in first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. Watch me elevate.
Broken dreams in my pocket, golden thing round my neck like a locket. Carve your name in my mind, cause you caught it, you caught it. You're golden, golden, honestly you know it. Me under the street light at the young so I could show you. You're golden, golden, honestly you're glowing. Me under the mezzanine just so that I could show you. You're golden, yeah, you're golden, you're golden, yeah, you're golden, golden, yeah. When we meet, hold my hand in the darkness. Summer heat, bodies laid on the carpet. Eye to eye, glistening, no I saw it. I I saw it. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the street light at the end, so I could show you. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you're glowing. Me under the mezzanine, just so that I could show you. You're golden. Hey, you're golden.
getting hype when I aim up. Elevating that game up. Stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave. Eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. I was born and when I watched me elevate.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to SimPlay Motorsport. I hope you got your coffee ready. I hope you got your biscuits alongside as well. Maybe an ice cream in these warm conditions, because we are about to go racing once again here at SimPlay Motorsport as the guys come back out on track for their qualifying session. And a reminder as well that Fury and let me sort myself out so I can find out who. Fury and F1 Billow would have a qualifying ban, as does Benno as well. So those guys cannot go out on track. As Benno is coming out, he shouldn't be going out because he has got a qualifying ban. Fury is staying in the pit. So Benno should be returning back to pits. If any of his team members are listening, please can they let them know that Benno has a qualifying ban. Due to the fact that he retired last time out at Catalonia and he didn't complete the race, as did Fury. So Benno has to return to pits. But anyway, back once again after the chaos of the race one, as David took a race win. The unofficial results still to come through, and I think I do have them actually. Matt did tell me. But this is the unofficial results after round 7. And it is Ripper still leading the way. He's extended his gap over De Silva, who is 42 behind. With De Silva now back into the session, he can now race for this one as Matt nearly crashes into the back of Killer Camel there. Breeze is P3 and Matt jumping up to P4. Benno in P5. It is all very tight there because Matt, Benno, Wolfinator are all separated by a point each. A point. As Peaceful Explosion is only 2 points off the back of Wolfinator as well. With Fury a further... 5 points behind Peaceful, with Nexus in P9. P10 is Emprava joint with Nexus, and they're both on 80 points, 1 point ahead of Overtaker. Then there's quite a bit of a gap to Killer Camel in P12. David up to P13 with Gary 131 in P14. 15th is Euro. Mr. T in 16th. 17th is Hitman. 18th is Shane, and F1 Billow is at the back on 21 points. Regarding the teams, Killer Performance still leading the way with 53 points ahead of SimPlay Racing, with Jaeger Motorsport moving up to P3, with JWB Esports Racing 2 in P4, and Team 1 is in P5. Teletubby Motorsport is in P6, with Button Bashers Racing in P7. And again, McLaren leading the way ahead of Bentley, Ferrari, Porsche, Aston, Honda, Audi, Lexus, Mercedes, BMW, Nissan, and then Lamborghini. Jaguar and Retia not participating. So, first car to the line. I can't see what it is. I think it is Overtaker. It is. As he exits the final corner, Overtaker will set the benchmark here in qualifying, and it will be a 1:29.6, and I think a lot of people will be going faster than that. Emprava to the line as Ripper as well crosses the line, 6 tenths. Matimovic 7 tenths. Peaceful bit off the pace as Killer Camel goes P4. Who is next to cross the line? There we have Wolfinator currently on a lap, but it's David towards the line. What does he do? No lap time. So Nexus is next to cross the line in P10. What can he do? He goes P4. With Gary 131 in the Porsche, 11th at the minute, he crosses the line and goes P7.
Yep.
Now, go on,
Wolfie
PM.
coming to the line. Well, yeah, look like Benno's got the message about his qualifying ban and he's returned to pits.
He has indeed.
Because I just tagged him again on Discord as well.
So, David and De Silva still yet to set a lap time. De Silva obviously missing race 1. Not sure why. Maybe obviously just was late getting home from work, possibly, or something along those lines. But he's on track in his gold McLaren. What can he do here? Ripper didn't gain a massive amount in race 1, but De Silva can still obviously gain some decent points here. He needs to put it on pole position, though, and I remember last season myself, Matt and De Silva were pretty much stuck with one another for both races, so De Silva has got pace round here.
Yeah.
I tell you what though, PN, the problem with tonight now is the track is green. The track is now green.
It was optimum in race 1.
It was. Yeah, now we've had some rain clearing the track. It is now in green, and Matt is gone P4. De Silva has gone P2 already. 45,000 separating him and Overtaker.
That was wide into turn 1.
David has found time as well. He's in P5. Nexus is in P6. Who else still yet to do a time? Breeze is still yet to set a lap time. He is on his out lap as there's a car in the final sector. That is Wolfie. And towards the line, Wolfie comes. And only P12.
No. As Breeze is now on an out lap in the blue McLaren.
You really don't like the McLaren, do you?
I just want to have the 650S, because when everyone half the grid throughout all, well, what is it, 15 McLarens entered across all 3 leagues, it's a bit tedious.
It is a bit, as we're on board with a Ripper who is coming into the final sector now. He's only got a little bit of time over Matahimovic, who's also in the final sector. So what can these two do in the Audi? Here comes Ripper. He gets a decent exit by the looks of things towards the start-finish line. He comes. Any improvement? Yes, he goes pole. Matt wasn't a million miles away either, so does he improve? No, he stays where he is. So no improvement for him. And then we've got a huge train of cars coming towards the start-finish line. I believe one of them was Peaceful. No improvement for him. Shane, no improvement either. Now we've got Killer Camel towards the line. No improvement for him.
Nexus down to the line. No improvement. I can't see the number of the next car. That was Gary.
It was Gary. Gary stays P8. Wolfinator is now coming towards the line. He's currently P12 at the minute. And we still wait for Benno to put a lap time together as he goes P8 now, does Wolfinator, and Ripper back into the pits. And the thing is, the guys need to keep going around, because the more and more they go around, the track will improve. Overtaker towards the line. Any improvement? No. He will start another lap here. Currently, the next car on a valid lap isn't until halfway around the track. That is Matt, and I don't think he's got much more in him. But like I said, the track just needs to keep being driven on, because at the minute it is just green conditions here, and right now it's very slippy.
Very, very slippy, and you can't actually just vaguely see the windmill or the wind turbine that's at Zolder in the distance towards pit entry.
As Matt crosses the line, any improvement? He goes pole! Matahimovic puts it on pole position as it stands. But like I said, the more laps that these boys do, the better the track will get.
Yeah, just put fuel in it and just treat it like a 15-minute race session and just do laps.
Exactly, just fill the car up and keep going around. Ripper has come back out. Overtaker currently on a lap as well. A few guys trying to find improvements, but Wolfinator, again, I catch him at the right time, comes into the final chicane. Can he find an improvement on 9th place position? Towards the line he comes.
As I've got my eye on Overtaker.
He does improve. Overtaker, is he next, is he? Yes, he is. And towards the line he comes. Any improvement?
No.
No improvement for him, as De Silva is also in
Breeze
the
is the
final
next
sector.
car.
Breeze is the next car. Is he finally got a lap time on the board? Yes, he does. He goes 10th. Then it's De Silva. In the chicane he comes. Any improvement? Can he take pole away from Mate Himovic again? Towards the line he comes. No improvement.
Next car will cross the lines on a dirty lap. Next two cars are on a dirty lap. Matt's the next one on a clean lap again.
Oh, Nexus again's had a big moment. How he's not hit the wall, I do not know. Matt crosses line and he improves again. So whatever Matt has been doing, he's managed to just keep the tyres going, keep the fuel in, and he just keeps going round and round and round, setting lap time after lap time. But Ripper's back out on track. Overtaker, he's currently on a lap. He's in the middle sector. De Silva has started another lap, and David, no improvement. Wolfenator, he's in the final chicane, but it's sorry, he was in the hairpin. Nexus with his big slide that we saw. Whoa!
Brown overalls, definitely got brown overalls now.
Definitely so, as Nexus, no improvement. Wolfenator, he comes to pit the exit. Is he going to improve?
He was
Not
a bit
quite.
wide on the. He was a little bit wide in the final chicane. Next person on a clean lap is Overtaker.
It is Overtaker, half a second off of Mate Himovic, and he can't improve. What are these guys doing? Matt seems to be the only one who's on decent lap times at the minute, as Breeze now crosses the line. He now improves.
Up to P7 for Brees in the McLaren, as the Silver's now coming to the line. I really need better eyes or bigger TV.
De Silva gets within 69 thousandths of a second. He's finding pace. Trust you to say that. Peaceful has found time. The track seems to be improving again.
It should be, because...
Nexus, Ripper, no improvement. As I think I saw David in the final sector. Yes, he is.
Matt over the line again. No improvement that time round. Car 12's David. Does he improve? Yes, he does. He goes to
75 thousandths. It's getting closer. These boys are starting to find the pace. Has Matt peaked early? That is the question. Nexus is coming towards the line. Is he going to improve on P8? He does. P6. Track is improving. Lap times are getting faster. Wolfenator, he's just missed the apex there and has ran wide. But has he managed to salvage the rest of this lap? No.
No. Next person's Overtaker.
Overtaker, all the top guys have been improving. Can he improve now? He crosses the line. He gets within 2/10 of Matt. So Matt really setting the benchmark at the minute. But the rest of these guys really struggling to find some pace here.
Breeze up to P6.
Breeze up to P6 as De Silva comes into the pits. And I think he's done. I don't think he can get any more out of that. As Ripper is now prepping his tyres. He's going to give this probably 2 more attempts here. But towards the line is... Mike does improve and he stays P11 though. Car number 11 is in P11. But Matt at the minute is at the top of the table. Gary currently in 12th. Any improvement from Matt? No, Matt does not improve. And I think the next car sounded like a Porsche. It was Gary 131. He did go through the line. It is then Emprava, who's got Killer Camel right behind him, both P9 and P10. Any improvement for Emprava? No. Killer Camel? No. So David is done. He's in the pits. He could try and get out, but I don't think he'll get out in time. So
Nexus didn't improve. Wolfie's on a dirty lap, and the next car behind him is Overtaker, who's covered and still clean. As I can't find him on the scorecard then.
Oh, Overtaker just, I think, making the mistake in the final chicane. It's so easy to do. Into turn 1 he goes. Did he improve? No. All the time lost in the final chicane there. The one I want to keep an eye on is this man, Ripper. What can he do? Currently, right now, he's got Shane in front of him, who is going to come to complete a lap. It is Peaceful.
It's Mike, yep.
In the Honda, what can he do? The number 11 in P11. Can he find a little bit more time? As track is still set to green at the minute. He does. Yes. He goes P9. So Peaceful finds some pace there. Where is Ripper? Has he been ripping up the track? No. Still 4/10 down at the minute.
Matt's just crossed the line, no improvement. Gary's crossed the line now and still in P12. De Silva's out of the pits again and now started his qualifying lap with 30 seconds left on the clock.
Where is he? He's yeah, he's just managed to sneak a lap time in. So all these guys
down a little. Camille's done. He won't get any more laps in after that. Matt looks like he's done.
Evening to Noza, nice to see you in the chat, buddy. Wolfinator has gone flying into the pits. For some reason, I've hit drive. Don't want to do that. Overtaker, has he found that 2/10 that he needs? Towards the line he comes. No. So
Reese
Ripper.
is done.
Oh, Ripper's dropped it.
Oh, that's a biggie.
So really, only one man can stop Matahimovic. It is De Silva. Can De Silva steal pole position away from Matahimovic? I'm happy because my qualifying record stays here. Love the rain. Thank you. Thanks for adding the rain. As De Silva now, well, De Silva might go and smash it now. You watch. As he comes into the final sector, he's obviously on a decent lap because he's continuing on. Has he managed to negotiate the final chicane? This is where it's won or lost. He's all over the curb. He's at a decent exit. 69 thousandths of a second. He's straight lining it. Is it pole? Yes, it is. De Silva takes pole position away from Matt, who's had it most of the session. Nexus is in the final chicane. He's all over the shot. He's 9/10 off the pace. Towards the line he comes. No improvement, but he flashes the lights. Flashy from Nexus. But it's De Silva on pole position just at the end there, nicking it from Matahimovic. Matt is not going to be pleased about that. No. After having it for most of the session as well. Wow. What a lap there. Right at the end as well.
De Silva missed first race, so he's missed a load of points.
He has, but he does start in the best position, mind. He's on pole position. You know, this is a great way for him. And Ripper is down in 5th as well. So it's not like it was easy for Ripper either. It's like he's genuinely lost out here in qualifying too. As I now put a poll out for a race winner for race 2, as we will get let's have De Silva. We will have Matt.
David for the double? Yeah, you didn't want that one, man.
Nah. No, I don't want that either. I'm having a Marty here.
You can barely see Overtaker's McLaren behind him. Look how big that Bentley is.
That Bentley is stupid though, isn't it?
It's a good car though, that's the thing. Well, it was back in 2015, 2018 when it raced regularly.
Yeah, but it's still stupid. I'll probably spell Matt's name wrong, but it'd be funny to see him get annoyed at that.
You know what car really is for stupid though? The Retia.
Oh, no, leave the Retia alone. Come on.
Run it, Red. We both go down the Ram. I run the Jack, you run the Retia.
Deal. I'll run Retia.
Oh, David's missed the start and so is Benno.
Oh, no, I've just added David into the pole as well.
Oh, but both of them two now locked a lap down and we had it in with Ant. But that is so unfortunate.
Well, that changes everything now. At least Ripper and Overtaker are a little bit closer to the back of Silver and Matt.
Another thing though, like with this full formation lap, they lose a lap. When we were starting like in the final sector, you didn't lose a lap if you missed starting from pit lane.
David's left, so
David's left, so that'll be a retirement.
Maybe he's trying to leave and then come back in. Maybe he's had problems. I don't know.
Could have internet. Could be internet, maybe.
Possibly. Well, either way, they're not getting the race win.
Nope. Oh, but I thought I keep seeing the spits of rain on the screen.
No,
But
it's clear at the minute.
Then again, though, do we ever trust real-life weather forecasts?
Well, this is going to be interesting, though, PM, because obviously most of these guys are used to racing in dry conditions in the optimum temperature and optimum track settings. Track settings at the minute set fast, so it's still going to be a bit loose out there, a bit twitchy for these guys.
David's just commented in Discord his internet is gone.
Oh no!
Right, as this technical issue, that'd be fine then. That sucks.
That is horrible. That's the worst thing that you could have right now, especially after having a win and putting it on P3 as well. Such a shame. David was looking so good as well. As he's done a better job of backing up the pack.
Oh yeah, we got the pro champion doing it. Raiden pro champion backing the pack up.
I mean, it would be bad if De Silva can do it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Right, 2 by 2.
If David's watching the stream, if you can get back in, you can still get a race.
And
even
get
though
points.
you'd be at the back. And get points. So you don't get relegated into Pro-Am. And, yeah.
So, it's like a season ago. De Silva versus Matt. There's only one thing missing, a Lamborghini in front of them. But who is going to come out on top? Is it going to be Matt, or is it going to be De Silva? Or will Ripper and Overtaker have something to say about it as they all line up towards the start-finish line? De Silva controls the pace. The race will be initialized. There we go. And we're about to go green here in Zolder for round 8 of the season. De Silva leads into turn 1. Overtaker and Matt are going to try and do everything they can to give De Silva a hard time. De Silva not allowing Matt through, and Matt goes straight to the outside. And still, De Silva says, nope, you're not coming through there, mate. And he's going to have to go the long way around as all the cars funnel their way through. Overtaker is already on the grass and gone wide. Good start there for him. As now De Silva goes into turn 3. Matt having to touch the brakes ever so slightly as they head up towards the chicane. Ripper is now the next car in front as Matt and De Silva go door banging towards the chicane. And De Silva hangs in there for now as Overtaker has to straight line the chicane as the rest of the pack funnel their way through, and no real incidences at the minute as we head towards the chicane.
Yeah, as I was just messaging David on Discord saying if you can get back in and race, because you can still score points. Never give up attitude. That's what people need. As the silver defended from Matt Lovely there.
He did indeed. Matt is really... He's had his chance, really. He had his first couple of laps, and now, instead of him attacking De Silva, he's now going to come under pressure from Ripper, and then there's Overtaker and Nexus just behind them as well. Benno has got going. He has gone a lap down, obviously, but he will try and get to the back of these guys as quickly as he can. But De Silva, give him a few laps to get his tyres in the right window, and I think Matt will struggle to stick with him, as now Ripper wants to capitalise on Matt's struggle to get past De Silva. Oh, Overtaker's got very wide.
Again.
That's allowed Nexus to go down the inside. Now Breeze is just behind them as well. Meanwhile, Gary131, he's having a scrap with Peaceful and Fury. Peaceful is under pressure from Fury, who started from the back of the pack. Obviously, with his qualifying ban, he is working his way through the order, and he's looking good to try and attack Peaceful towards the chicane. Meanwhile, Overtaker has passed Nexus back again, and Ripper has lost time to Matt, and Matt now is right on the rear wing once again of De Silva.
I was just watching both Gary and Empalava go over the curbs a little bit and start initiating some air support.
Right now.
Matt is really hunting De Silva.
He is indeed, but De Silva knows where to park the car, knows where to put his McLaren, and like we said earlier on, PN, it's so difficult to overtake around here.
It is. It's almost like as bad as Monaco. As we say good evening to Peaceful Stepdad in chat, and we forgot to say good evening to Fury's granddad, and DJ Phil.
I've been so lost in the excitement of this racing that I totally forgot about all them. But it is De Silva, Matt and Ripper all going at it at the front. Overtakers just seem to drop off the back, with Nexus just behind them. Breeze in P6, Killer Camel P7, Gary is in 8th, with Fury up to 9th. Peaceful is in 10th. He's under pressure from Wolpenator in 11th, with Shane in P12, and Plava P13, and Benno bringing up the rear. But it is your defending champion leading the way at the minute. And are we going to stick with just 3 race winners, or are we going to get another one with Matt? That is the question. Or can Overtaker do anything about it? As right now, Ripper is also just behind Matt.
Overtaker over the curbs in the chicane. That really unsettles the car. Don't matter if you're on wheel or pad, it will unsettle the car.
Or Bentley, the Matt's Bentley looked very, very loose in the middle of that chicane, and Sutty's saying send it. I don't think he's got quite the minerals as you, Sutty, and I think sending it on a driver like De Silva is going to be a lot harder, as Gary has got Fury keeping him company. As we've lost Peaceful, he's dropped down the order. Has he had a moment or a spin? Because he is now in 12th place.
He's still a foot as he had a coming together with Wolfie.
It doesn't look like he's got damage, I don't think. It doesn't look like...
Oh, he's missed the hairpin. I know that one. I missed the hairpin many a time.
So, De Silva leading, Matt still behind them, Ripper still behind them. Now, pit stops again is going to play a big game into this one. No one's got real damage at the minute, so they can all kind of just stay out of trouble and keep themselves to themselves. At the minute, though, we seem to have 2 trains. We have the De Silva, Matt and Ripper train. Then we got Overtaker on his own, Nexus, Breeze and Killer Camel as a train, and then everybody else is behind. Gary and Fury is actually quite close to Gary, but then there's quite a big gap then to Shane and Plava, Green Wolfenator and Peaceful Exposure. Benno is unlapped himself on Peaceful already, so that's a good thing for him. As De Silva's gone wide.
I think I just saw Shane yeet it over the curb.
De Silva went wide. Now, Matt has obviously had to slow down because of it. De Silva defends the inside. Now, Ripper is attacking Matt because he has nowhere to go. Ripper is down the inside of Matt Imovic. The big Bentley is getting bullied at the minute by the Audi.
Maybe Gary should have ran another Bentley. Be a bully.
So that all started with De Silva's mistake. Matt came off the worst of it. And right now, Ripper is really hassling the back of the Bentley.
He is indeed. As
Overtaker's now joined the scene.
yeah, as Fury's right under the rear wing of Gary, as he looks down the inside into turn 1, and that's job done. Fury's passed Gary. Oh, but don't run too wide, Fury. Don't touch them sausage curbs. There's a safety feature we need to get rid of, because they're just dangerous.
Gary's coming back at him, mind. He's gone for the undercut. He's looking to try and get him into turn 3, but thinks better of it and pulls out of that one.
Yeah, as they both head towards the chicane.
Okay,
oh,
so
no.
we got another problem here. De Silva is obviously he's defending ridiculously well against Matt at the minute, but he's causing a big train. Matt is now obviously behind him with Ripper, Overtaker, and now Nexus and Breeze are now creeping up to the back of him. They're dragging Killer Camel with them as well. So with Fury clearing Gary as well, how fast can Fury get onto the De Silva train?
Well, Gary was back alongside him after the through the uphill part, and now but into the second chicane, he just dropped back behind.
So what? Oh, there's one flash, Matt. No too much excessive flashing. Ripper is Ripper's really trying to find an opportunity to try and get alongside that Bentley, and I think right now his only option is to try and force Matt into a mistake. But Matt is trying to push De Silva, and De Silva he's just as cool as a cucumber. He's not phased whatsoever. I've only seen one slight mistake from him, and then that caused this massive concertina. But these four are pulled away again. Nexus has just lost a little bit of pace on these guys.
He has. Well, if I was either anyone behind De Silva, try an undercut.
Gary's had a moment. He's dropped behind Emplava, so Gary's dropped down the order. I think he's had possibly a spin or gone wide. Either way, he's dropped down the order. Now the top four. Look at these four. As Jacob says in the chat, come on, Benno and Wolfie. But right now, they're not quite working their way up at the minute. It's just down to these four, and look how close they are.
They are indeed. It's a great battle for the lead. And can't count out Nexus or Bruce for within a few seconds.
Yeah, they're sticking with these guys. And obviously, like I said, the more and more these cars run, Matt's going to send it down in the hairpin, but he can't quite get it job done. And that could compromise on exit, but luckily the Bentley has got good run out of hairpins, and he was able to keep ahead of the Audi of Ripper. Now, pit window will be opening very shortly. Who is going to try and capitalize on a early pit stop? That is the question. Because right now there's some beautiful clean air in the middle of the track where no one is around, and De Silva's having to defend again.
He is. He's feeling the pressure today from Matt and from Ripper. And Overtaker's still there. Can't count him out.
Let's see, Overtaker's doing what Ripper did the other race ago. Is now Matt has got he's got a run on De Silva into turn one. Is he going to get the job done? He does. De Silva has had a moment. Ripper's hit the wall.
Yeah, but he tagged Ripper. That's unfortunate, really. Ripper will have big damage as I try to find him. Come on, cameraman, find his car.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really upset the order now, because Ripper has dropped down the order. He's probably in front of Fury. He is. The pit window has opened, so he can come in. But it's now Matt versus Overtaker.
Where have we seen this before, Dan?
Too many times.
Matt versus Overtaker.
How much damage has De Silva got, though, from the contact with Ripper? Obviously, De Silva had his own slide. He tried catching it. Matt's gone for an early pit stop. Was that wise? Nexus has come in, because also Breeze has come flying in and nearly hits the back of him. Killer Camel stays out. See, I don't know if this was a smart move from Matt.
It might be. Pit early. Well, Fury's in as well. So is Ripper.
No, but what you've done now is just allowed Overtaker clean air on his own.
You have, yeah.
Overtaker can now do his own lap times. He has no pressure. De Silva's probably carrying damage. There's a lot of cars in pit lane as well.
Sure. This pit lane's just got really busy, really fast.
It has indeed, and the one that's also going to affect him, who joined the session first, is Peaceful. He's coming into the pit, so I don't know if the game will hold him. I can't remember if it does, but
it does hold you. I've been held. Like when I want to exit pits.
Basically, more than half of the grid have come into the pits. Overtaker is on his own now and doing as fast a lap time as he possibly can. I think Overtaker could get the jump here.
Yeah, I do. Come on, pad users everywhere.
As Matt's gone, he has gone. A lot of people went green then. So Matt has gone. He's come back out as Overtaker is in the final chicane now as Matt returns back to track.
You nearly lose a lap for pits here.
You do, and that's without the damage. That's your changing tyres. So Overtaker carries on. My question is now, De Silva's got major damage to his car, so he's struggling. He has to pit. Overtaker now is the one to watch. If he's on his own...
Peaceful's jumped Palava. Peaceful's jumped his teammate for having the earlier bay in the pit lane.
He has indeed, and off he goes. back out on track. Ripper is also on his way out. He's obviously been affected from all that chaos. Shane is back out. Can Ripper work his way back up the order? Gary hasn't pitted. Benno hasn't pitted either, and he's only now just come onto the lead lap with these guys.
Yeah, back Constantine. Wolfie's in the pits. As the Silver car does look quite heavily damaged. Does he repair it? Or does he just say, nah, it turns better now, it's got a bit of damage on it? So I just over to YouTube chat briefly to see what Sati was saying. Yes, Matt Vamos, nice and patient.
As Overtaker still leads this race. He's got quite a gap over Killer Camel. Gary is also out on track. He's had to let Benno through, so Gary's obviously struggling a little bit on pace as Wolfenayer and De Silva are in the pits. Overtaker now, he's got to decide when he wants to pit, but if you're in a comfortable window, you're on your own. He's literally got track to himself, and really the only thing he'll really have to worry about is if a car comes out of pits, which at the minute will be Wolfenayer. And it's not really going to hold him up. And Wolfenator's not even on track yet. So Overtaker really right now has just got to focus on the lap times. Keep it smooth, keep it consistent, because Matt is now currently in the chicane. He's got clean air as well. Don't get me wrong, he has got some perfectly good clean air. But Overtaker needs to pump in some lap times that he has never ever done before around the Zolder so he can jump Matt in the pits.
He needs to do what Ripper was doing when there was the practice stop. He like 28s, but that was like optimum and quite a nice temperature.
Right, it's currently round 2 for the SimPlay Racing boys. Race 1, I think it went the way of Emplava. Now this time round, it's Peaceful in front of Emplava, and who's going to come out on top? This is really your closest fight. They're not soon going to be hunted down by Ripper. So Ripper is literally on a recovery drive. De Silva has dropped behind Ripper after all of that. So he's not going to be too happy about that. Benno is now on this group, but he's still yet to do a pit stop. Killer Camel is into the pits and done. He's gone as Matt goes into turn 1. Where is Overtaker? There he is. Is he going to go pits? No, he's not. He's staying out on track.
He's going long then.
Well, you might as well keep going, shouldn't you? You might as well just, as you got the clean air, you might as well just keep pumping in the lap times. If no one's in your way, you ain't got the horrible dirty air, and with the track set to fast at the minute, you kind of want some clean air at the minute.
Indeed, and it's not really that warm air temperature either.
No, and I think this is why the Bentley's in a happy zone at the minute.
Yeah, it's in its happy place. I wish I could find the Astons that happy place.
After all the pit stops, Nexus, Ben, is in P3 at the minute. So, keeping his nose clean, he didn't... Oh, he's in the wall.
Oh, you said that. You put your camera over Nexus, and then he bins it.
Yeah, sorry, Nexus. I'll go curse somebody else.
Spa 2.4 winner.
Oh, Peaceful's had another moment. He's lost 8 seconds to his teammate, and now he's under pressure from Ripper, who's right behind him, and is about to try and make his way through Peaceful Explosion.
With De Silva and Shane in close company as well.
Indeed. I'm just trying to keep an eye on where Overtaker... He's now in the pack, so now would probably be a good time to get himself out of that pack and into clean air, because Matt is all on his own.
And he does. He's down pit lane now. So.
Right, so right now, Matt currently on track is at
I hope
3.
that was slow enough to Overtaker. That looked really quick up the line.
Meanwhile, Peaceful still trying to defend from Ripper. Ripper looks to the outside, can't get the job done. He's going to try and get the switchback on the Honda. He looks to the outside. He looks like he's got a run. Peaceful kicking up the dirt. Can Ripper go round the outside to have the corner for turn 2? It's very tricky to do so, and he thinks better of it because Peaceful goes a little bit wide, but he just manages to hang in there. Ripper is just right behind him looking for an opportunity to get past, but Zolder is such a tricky circuit to overtake. Now De Silva is on the scene.
As I'm just keeping an eye on the pit stops, Benno is now in the pits. final person to pit along with Overtaker.
So Matt is now coming up to the final chicane. Overtaker's not been dropped yet. So Matt is in the chicane. Matt's got deep into the chicane mine and he's bouncing over the curb. Matt has got quite a gap over Overtaker, to be fair. Overtaker is now moving. Is he going to be off limiter? He is now. This is going to be tight. This is going to be very tight.
This is going to be really close to the race lead.
Oh, Overtaker has a twitch on exit. He comes out of the pit lane. Oh, nearly hits Matt.
Oh, how close was that?
That was very, very close there. Overtaker didn't do enough. Matt still leads this race. Meanwhile, we go back to Ripper and Peaceful. Peaceful has been mugged by both top two in the championship and has been left to dust. So that was fun while it lasted, Peaceful. And now you're now looking at the back of the current defending champion.
Yep. Benno's not pulled away yet. I'm just keeping on watching brief. As now we got. Well, this is pretty much a final season on Project Cars 2, wasn't it? Overtaker versus Matt.
Hey, don't forget a little Audi that was in that.
And a little Audi driven by. What was your team name for that season?
No comment.
Love Island Bombshells, wasn't it? Because
Something like that.
Because you were with Little Leech.
Yeah, something along those lines. I don't remember. As we're in the poll there is 69% of you reckon De Silva was going to win, 30% reckon Matt, and no one voted David or Ripper on this one. So Matt is leading, but Overtaker is his closest threat right now in P2. Nexus having a solid P3 at the minute with Breeze behind him. Killer Camel is in P5, scoring the points for Killer Motorsport, with Fury having a decent run in P6. He's gone wide though, and has got Green Wolfinator now pressurizing him, and Wolfinator is going to slip his way past Fury into P6, and I'm about to sneeze.
Oh, so I might go deaf now, chat. Yep, there you go.
Excuse me. As now Gary is onto the back of Fury now.
Fury's still behind Wolfinator, as this is pretty much the closest battle, as Benno's not left the pitch yet. If you don't leave the pitch, it'll be down as all the time. Sutty with the emote, that was close, and poop emote, yeah, that was really close.
It was indeed. Now the thing with Overtaker is he doesn't want to overdrive the car. He needs to start working his way slowly onto the back of Matt and start pressurizing the Bentley again.
He has, yeah, but being a fellow pad user, that's easier said than done, especially in ACC.
Oh, and Fury's gone round, and Gary just at the wrong place at the wrong time hits the back of Fury. Fury's gone round, and he's trying to get it going again. Meanwhile, Ripper is coming. Fury's not too happy. He's flashing his lights. Where is Gary? Gary's long gone.
Puncture? Has he got a puncture? I think Fury might have a puncture.
He might possibly have a puncture. He's got hazards on. I think he had a puncture. That's why he span round. And through goes Peaceful and Shane. Fury's night just goes from bad to worse. And that is it. Fury's race is pretty much done. He just needs to get back to the pits and just score points now.
As the battle for the lead is all overtaken, was over the curb a little bit into the chicane. Don't want to do that. Because that's one thing I noticed. I was losing pressure on my front tyre in race 1. Because I kept clunking the curb. Because I was angry.
Right now, Gary is trying everything he can to keep Plava behind him. That Porsche is just not looking good at the minute. It's been... I think Gary is looking forward to Kyle Army, let's put it that way, because I think he knows for a fact that that Porsche will be very, very good around there. As Overtaker has lost...
Next week.
He would indeed. It is Brands is the next round of the season. And make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing here at SimPlay Motorsport. Hit the bell as well so that it notifies you. Fury is into the pits.
Yeah, that's not a puncture, you can tell. Look at it hunkered over to one side.
Yeah, it's not a happy car at the minute. So Fury comes into the pits, and Matt just extends his lead over Overtaker. Nexus is starting to come a little bit of pressure for Breeze. He's currently in P4 and trying to give him some trouble. Meanwhile,
looked like he was sideways through turn 1.
he looked like Daz driving a Ferrari.
Yeah. I've just looked over at YouTube, seen Dan say something about that.
I just remember watching him at Monza and going through Ascari. It was literally like, is he actually going to make it this time, or is he going to drop it? That was the question.
Daz is a lot smoother now, though, because he's on wheel.
Didn't he get his first race win last night?
He did, after penalties.
And Fury is not happy about the Lexus at the minute.
Give me my Lambo back.
I mean, he didn't say good words about the Lamborghini either, so...
No, he didn't. I tell you what, Fury won the Porsche Super Cup car.
You will see him in the Porsche Super Cup car. I believe he will be racing on Sunday night, so make sure you tune in on that, as Brands will be the first round for that. And it's an all-British season as well, so there's no other tracks that we'll be going to. It's Silverstone, Donington, Brands Hatch, Snetterton and Alton Park. Only 5 rounds to finish with ACC GT3 season. And Brands Hatch is the first one. And trust me, these cars are a little bit leery, as Nexus is still trying to hang on to Breeze, who's still got Killer Camel. All these guys wanting a podium position, while De Silva and Ripper are having a bad round.
Yeah. It does happen though, and this track ain't the best. Is it? Oh. For the next tight twisty track, it'll be Zolder. Not Zolder, without Zolder. Zandvoort, later in the season.
What a terrible track that is.
It is a terrible, terrible, terrible track. And F1 only made it worse, in my opinion.
As we now see the... Killer Camel bouncing over the curb there and losing out massively to Breeze as they two are pulled away.
Could say Camel there had a bit of a hump.
Oh my god.
I'm here for the next 5 minutes, chat.
No, PN. No. Almost as bad as Matt and his silly Christmas moments. Meanwhile, while we've been watching, I was just about to say, meanwhile we've been watching this scrap, Overtaker has brought the gap down to a second. Is it any closer now? It's just within a second, so we'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, Breeze and Nexus are going at it. I think, because Matt made that early pit stop, the tyres are now starting to feel a little bit strained. They're not going to be massively strained, but they're still going to be struggling compared to Overtaker, who went so much longer as well, and lighter fuel loads. We're still at a fast track setting, so we're not even going to get to optimum, as all these guys, you can see them all sliding. Oh, Nexus has gone wide.
We've
Nexus
also lost a degree.
We have lost a degree, and now Breeze is up into P3. I don't know if Breeze has had a podium yet, but he's up into P3.
7 tenths.
That gap is coming down, and it's coming down pretty rapidly as well. 3/10 a sector as Nexus bounces over the curb. He's about to lose out to Breeze, but here comes Killer Camel as well. So I don't want to look anywhere else, but I do want to see the top two. There they are, and you can see Overtaker has brought the gap down to Matt. We go back to this 3-way scrap for the final podium position, and Breeze, I think, is just pulling away from Nexus. And Killer Camel needs to clear Nexus pretty quickly if he wants that podium position. As you see there, Nexus defending the inside, but Killer Camel's looking for it. But Nexus manages to slam the door shut. We go back to the leaders. There's Matt. Overtaker is clearly within half a second of Matt Imovic. How's your nerve, Matt? He goes a little bit wide in turn 1. And Overtaker gets more and more closer. That orange McLaren is getting bigger and bigger in Matt's rearview mirror.
Either way, if either of these two win, that's a new winner for this season.
It is indeed, and it's mad saying that we've got to round 8 of the season. Gary's at a spin. We've got to round 8 of the season, and Overtaker and Matt nor have won a race between them. We've had 3 different winners, so far of this man, Ripper, the man behind him, De Silva, and David, who won the race before. So none of these two are going to win a race tonight. And it's down to two ex-champions, Overtaker versus Matt. And Overtaker is really on the pace here.
What car did Overtaker use for his final season on ACC? Not
You
ACC,
mean Project Lamborghini?
The Lambo, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And Matt was in the Merc.
Phil says driver of the day has to go to Matt. So far for me, I would have said David just through race 1. But
David
Matt,
for race 1, yeah, with the Ferrari.
yeah, he did a fantastic job to hold these guys behind him. But it probably have to be Matt, because he has just been the best driver tonight.
Honourable mentions, Brees and Overtaker.
Yeah, and then De Silva for the fantastic defending he started off at the start of the race. Yeah, Breeze has had a decent one. Killer Camel's had a good race tonight as well.
Yeah. Yeah, even Palava's had a quiet race. Both races, well, apart from being in close proximity to his teammate first race.
We go back to the leaders, meanwhile. Overtaker and Matt. Overtaker bouncing over the curb.
Don't want to do that, you know.
I don't know if that helps him or slows him down. I really don't know. Either way, he doesn't find a way through.
As there's lap traffic ahead with the form of Fury, who's really not liking the Lexus. Who suggested the Lexus to him?
Don't know. Some idiot, probably.
As Matt is Flash and Fury.
Oh,
But-
I didn't want to do that, but okay.
Oh, Nexus has got a drive-through for track limits.
No,
No,
not good at all.
That is such a shame.
Oh, God.
Will he serve it though? Because if he doesn't, it will be added on because it's the last lap of the race.
So, leader is on the final lap. So, Matt, can he hang in there just for one more lap? Was Overtaker just going to get him at the end? Reminder as well that guys in the top 3 can come in for an interview. I'm going to put David on there just because of race 1. And we'll have Breeze as well. He's had a solid night. So, guys, get your votes on driver of the day as we come to the end of this race. Nexus serves his drive-through. How far is that going to drop him down the order? That's going to save De Silva and Ripper as well for some points. But Overtaker's right there. Drive-through penalty has been cleared. Overtaker's there. He's got really 2 opportunities left. And right now, Matt has done everything right. He can't do anything more. Overtaker looks to the inside of the hairpin, but thinks better of it. Can he get a good exit?
Oh, Matt
has kind of held the brake as the apex there. Overtaker's not going to be too pleased about that one.
No, that was a bit touring car-y, wasn't it?
It was very much Jason Plato-esque. As Benno moves out the way, but it's going to be Matahimovic who wins here at Zolder with Overtaker in second. But Breeze is going to come home for P3. Solid points for Breeze there, even though he's got killer. He is on him, but I think Breeze will just hang in there as he comes out of the final corner. Breeze does cross the line and takes 3rd place. Killer Camel will finish in 4th. Green Wolfenator will finish in 5th place. He's had a quiet race. Yeah, very much so. Meanwhile, Emplava is in trouble. We'll see Wolfenator across the line. But Emplava is in trouble because he's got the championship leaders breathing down his neck. Can he hold them off? I think he might just do that. Wolfenator crossing the line in P5. He keeps himself in this championship fight because the other 2 are behind Emplava, and he hangs in there and beats Ripper and Silva towards the line.
That's it. Driver of the day actually is Empalava. Just for that. Just for that defence on the last lap.
Nexus comes across the line. He finishes in P9. Gary131 will finish in P10. As we have Peaceful crossing the line with Shane as well. But that has been Zolder, ladies and gentlemen. Very good job from the JWB guys, says Jacob. Matt has won round 8, so you have David and Matt who have won here tonight. 4 different winners now in Pro, as we should hopefully get Matt and Overtaker into the party. I will invite also Breeze, but I don't know if he is able to chat.
I don't know if he was one of the options when you put the power, but the option said, are you comfortable to chatting or basically?
Either way, I'm going to invite him anyway. But if Matt and Overtaker can hear me, please head yourselves into the party, as that is all she wrote here for Zolder, and I believe that the tables are being updated as we speak. As I see in the chat, we have Ben. That's a big no yet again for Ben. Such a shame for him. Matt was one of the best drivers, and he's my driver of the day, says Phil. And let's have a quick look to see. Yes, they have been updated. So, the unofficial, reminder unofficial, obviously we still need to go through penalties that have been dished out at all. I best change the screen because at the minute we're just looking at the ACC screen. I don't want to do that. Let's have a look at this beautiful car that's going to be debuting in a week's time.
Debuting?
You know what I meant. You know what I meant. The Porsche Super Cup, reminder as well, guys. If you haven't done so, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to be notified. Next week, we head to Brands Hatch, not just for the GT3s, but the Porsche Super Cup will make their debut at Brands Hatch as well. 5 rounds, 5 British tracks, and all the same car. It's all down to setup and who is the best of the best. The replacements for F2, obviously, because F2 wasn't very popular, but we shall see who's the best of the best. The unofficial results at the minute, at the standings as it stands. Ripper leads the way, 42 ahead of De Silva in second. Third is Breeze, with Matt in 4th place. Green Wolfinator is in 5th, with Overtaker in 6th. Benno is in 7th. 8th is Peaceful Explosion. 9th is Emplava. 10th is Nexus. Fury is in 11th. 12th is Killer Camel, with Gary 131 in 13th, David in 14th, 15th is Euro, Shane is 16th, with T in 17th, 18th is Hitman, and 19th is F1 Billow. Regarding the teams, Killer Performance still leading away with 61 points ahead of SimPlay Racing, with Jaeger Motorsport in P3. We have JWB Esports Racing 2 in P4. We have the Team 1 in P5, Teletubby Motorsports in P6, Button Bashers Racing in P7. McLaren still leading the way with Bentley, Ferrari, Porsche, Aston, Honda, Audi, Lexus, Mercedes, BMW, Nissan and Lamborghini in that order. And that is Zolder done. We do have at least the top 2. I don't know if Breeze will probably join us in the chat. Probably not. Either way, we will start with Overtaker, and it's been a while, buddy. I know obviously it hasn't played out the way we wanted to here in the pros, but you got to be happy with your driving tonight, especially with that second race in P2. Nearly had Matt at the end.
Hey, hi buddy. What to say? It's so difficult to follow around this track. I mean, at every circuit, at least for me, when I get in dirty air, I lost, I don't know, half a second or a second per lap. So it's super difficult to follow. So I tried my best at the end, but just couldn't get close enough. Well done to Matt.
Just as well, like you're saying about it, difficult with the dirty air. Once you do then catch Matt, it's so difficult to find a way past. There's no like easy opportunity. Was there a few places that you were looking and maybe found a weak spot in the Bentley?
Yeah, I think the sector 1, I had the pace over the guys. I think all the McLarens had the pace because the McLaren has a little bit more downforce, but this track is so... all the chicanes are cutting the rhythm, so the Bentley is good around the chicanes and it can eat the curves I can. So it's really difficult to overtake because all the overtaking spots are just before the chicane. So I tried once in the race 1, didn't work out, so I haven't tried in the second race.
Well, obviously, I just a comment as well at the start of this race, a four-way train between yourself, Matt, Ripper, and De Silva. It was fantastic to watch all of you within probably a second. It was great racing. Just talk us about, obviously, like I said, we haven't had a good chance to speak to you guys this season. Talk about the level of drivers. Obviously, you and Matt have not won a race until now. Matt's won a race, and you still yet to get one under your belt. The level of driving in Pro now has massively gone up, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, but I missed one of the races, Spa, which is one of my strongest tracks. Then Polycart was raining, and I really can't drive around in the rain. And Barcelona, I made a couple of mistakes at the last corner, and I gave away a victory. Actually, I was in front of Ripper, but I made a mistake in the last corner. So I had the pace there, but around here I didn't have the pace, especially in the dirty air. So yeah. Yeah, the drivers are quick and fast, and especially they don't make mistakes. Especially Ripper, the new guy.
I mean, it probably makes a lot of difference than sitting behind me and seeing me twitch off the track every now and then. But
yeah, I'm used to that. I just follow up and put the pressure on and easy pass, but not so easy this season.
Oh, thanks for that.
Thanks for that. He's had you there.
Well, I won't make my return. I'll stick to these small Porsche Super Cups then. Obviously, we head to Brands Hatch next. Obviously, I know for a fact that the McLaren is quite good round there. I did a 4-hour race in it. What can you expect from Brands Hatch?
Yeah, I'm hoping to get my first win because this is one of my strongest tracks again, and the McLaren, as you have said, it's strong here. So let's see what I can get around Brands.
Well, congratulations on the P2 tonight, Overtaker. Congratulations on your night's racing, and we will see you in a week's time at Brands Hatch.
See you there, and congrats to Matt. And sorry to Fury if he's listening. I ruined his podium by mistake. I tried to overtake him in turn 1, but I hit the marbles and the car just wouldn't stop. So sorry to Fury.
And we now move on to your race winner, Matt. Congratulations on the race win, mate. That's 3 now here at Zolder. The Bentley's pretty good round here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think it's the curbs that does it. I think Overtaker hit it by 1 every time I seem to be able to ride curbs. He couldn't, and I think that's what helped massively tonight. Obviously,
I'm going to comment again as well. Overtaker towards the end seemed to have the edge towards the end, was biting at the at your ankles, trying to find a way through, but he couldn't do so. It's such a difficult track to overtake here. Obviously, like I said, you had the benefit of being in front, but even talk about from last season to this season, it's so difficult to overtake here, isn't it?
Massively so. You know, from last season, myself, you and De Silva was following each other for ages, and it took me forever to get past you. Managed to jump you in the pits. This year again, it took one little mistake from De Silva for me to get up his inside. Overtaker was mega in Sector 1, and that's where it looked like the McLaren was so strong all evening. In Sector 1, I felt like I could match him in Sectors 2 and 3, but Sector 1 Overtaker was mega, and you can't take anything away from him because you said to him, the driving ability stepped up this season. We're a 4-time and a 1-time champion who's had loads of race wins between us, and we've only just between ourselves won our first race on the 8th race of the season. So testament to me and Overtaker for bouncing back, and obviously he missed Spa, I missed Spa, and we've bounced back and we've got to win. But epic night's worth of racing, I thought.
Let's obviously, the one thing I want to talk about is qualifying. You had pole position for such a long time, and De Silva on his last and final lap got it right at the end. I mean, that must have annoyed you.
I was up coming through turn 4, dipped a wheel in the gravel and lost all momentum, and I thought, well, that's me done. I'm not going to gain that back now. So I returned to the pits, and when I returned to the pits, I saw that myself, David, and De Silva was like separated by a 10th. And then he was like a 10th and a half back to Overtaker and like 4 tenths back to Ripper, and I thought, geez, this is close, you know. And then Overtaker pitted, Ripper pitted, David pitted. I'm thinking, oh, and you know me, I don't get many pole positions. I don't get many poles. I'm sat there thinking, oh, and De Silva didn't pit, and I thought, you know when you get that feeling that you know it's coming. Yeah, he didn't. Chicane. His number didn't go blue, and I thought, yeah, he's up. He's up.
Obviously, Zolder's been good to you. We now move on to Brands Hatch, where Zolder, the Bentley is very good. Brands Hatch is a completely different story for the Bentley. Obviously, again, referring to the 4-hour race that myself and you done, I ran the McLaren, you ran the Bentley, and the Bentley just doesn't have it. I think, obviously, it's due to the nature of the Zolder is about traction and having good grip out of the chicanes, while Brands Hatch is a fast swooping track. There's no real heavy braking. There's no real stopping. So what can you do at Brands? Are you hoping for some rain? And the question is, between, obviously to you first, Overtaker as well after, can you two stop Ripper and De Silva running away with this? Because they're starting to slowly get a momentum, but tonight, both of you have managed to hit them hard tonight.
Yeah, I'd like to think that, so to answer your first question, I believe that Brands is just going to be damage limitation. We see what we get out of it. The British roller coaster, as they call it. Hopefully it's a roller coaster, hopefully it's a bumpy ride, and hopefully, you know, we come out on top as not just a team for me and Gary, but as personally for myself. In terms of your second question, I think me and Overtaker's proven that we aren't here to lay down and roll over. We are going to stop them. The difference is Ripper's not missed a race yet. That's 52 points over me and Overtaker right there. Sorry, 51 points over me and Overtaker right there. I again missed Zandvoort due to work, which is unfortunate. I don't know if Overtaker misses any more. So we're trying to stop them. I'm looking at the tables, I'm 52 behind, and when you look at that 52 behind, you know, if there was a certain drop score thing in place, I'd be 1 point behind, which makes all the difference. Overtaker 67 behind. I think the position me and Overtaker are in, say that Wolf's not missed a race, Breeze and Ripper haven't missed a race, and De Silva's only missed one single race, I think we're in a fantastic position, and I think we've proven tonight that we can stop them, and we are still here, and we are still fighting for race wins and podiums. The championship may not be on, but race wins are.
Yeah, if I can add up to that, I think, same as Matt, I'm also missing 1 or 2, or even 3 races at the end of the season, because I'm on holiday, so championship was off from the south for me, but I don't want to sound overconfident, but I think sounding by the lap times, I am. Just so with Ripper and De Silva, us three, and Matt also with the single races, he's close, but I just couldn't get together one race, clean race. So that's my goal for Brands.
Well, either way, guys, fantastic on your race tonight, and congratulations on the P2 and the win for Matt.
Cheers, Dan.
And
Congratulations to Overtaker as well.
And we will see you guys at Brands. So, as it stands, PN, we've had 2 winners tonight, 2 different winners. At the minute, David has won race 1 and Matt has won race 2. It's been a fantastic night worth of racing here at Zolder. A final words from yourself, PN, and your driver of the day.
Bye, Zolder. Don't like you. Driver of the day. For me, it's a tie. But you don't like ties. It's between Matt and Overtaker. Yes, honourable mention for David, but he didn't make race 2 because his internet took a dump. Unfortunately, the joys of sim racing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to give driver of the day to Matt. I do want to give an honourable mention to Breeze. He's had a fantastic night's worth of racing, and it's keeping him P3 in the championship at the minute. Overtaker's been fantastic, but for me as well, David in race 1, the way he dealt with the pressure of Fury and everybody else, did a fantastic job. But nonetheless, my final words are Zolder. It's been once again emotional here at Zolder. No one managed to get hit up in the rear, which was fantastic to see. And we didn't have this weird rain weather that we've had recently in Paul Ricard as well. We head to British soil as the British Grand Prix is on this weekend. We now head to the British soil as we head to Brands Hatch. Not just for AM or Pro-Am or Pro. The Porsche Super Cup makes its debut next week as well. So what can all these guys do? Is AM going to stay the cleanest league of the league at the minute? Question marks on that one. Pro-Am, will they be able to make sure they don't make any contact with one another and keep it secure on track? And in Pro, can Overtaker and Matt really throw the gauntlet down to the 2 guys in front, De Silva and Ripper? Can they put some pressure on them so the likes of Breeze and the other guys can start getting some points on the table? Either way, we'll see what happens and see how these bad boys get on around Brands Hatch. No traction control and very basic cars. These are tricky cars to handle. We will see you in a week's time in Brands Hatch. But from myself and Pian and everybody here at SimPlay Motorsport, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to be notified, and we will see you in a week's time. Good night.
Freedom, I never had the chance to run. Leave behind the said and done. Figure out what's to come. Reasons, all the bigger things I can't ignore. I'm not getting what I came here for. Gotta get ahead of something more. So I think I found a new way out, way beyond a shadow of doubt. 'Cause I can't breathe. And I guess I could be stronger now and leave it up to fate somehow. But I'm doing this for me. Give it up, baby, I'm not fooling anyone. Always going on and on. Can't you keep it to yourself for once?